Our next speaker is Tahiera Brown. I met her this past fall when I was speaking at the TEDx salon here in Birmingham. If you know anything about TED, it's a great organization. You should definitely check out some of their videos. In particular, check out hers. You can go to YouTube and type in her name and it'll come right up. I was absolutely floored by her presentation that afternoon, and it's definitely something you should absolutely check out. I think you're going to be impressed by her too. She's the owner of Darkness to Light Film. She has a local talk show here on television. Please welcome to the stage Ms. Tahiera Brown.
Of my story. Can you all hear me? Because I have a little voice. It's called The Wedding Chapel.
Hold up a little closer. A little closer. There you go.
It's called The Wedding Chapel. Once upon a time, there was a couple that had tried on several occasions to plan their wedding. Of course, like so many couples, the plans were always put on hold for more important matters. You see, both of them had special situations in their home. The husband-to-be had a mother with Alzheimer's and a dad who was wheelchair-bound. The wife-to-be had a special needs adult and 2 adult children that needed a lot of love and care. The wife-to-be had endured a horrific situation in her life, and men had made her afraid to commit. The man was steadfast, understanding, and patient. The children grew up and left home, and that is when the wife-to-be felt it was time to commit to the man she felt so deeply in love with. Soon the couple got home together with the expectation of the family having a home to themselves. But the wife-to-be did come back, children did come back home with children in tow before the couple got a chance to say their ideas. A few years passed by, but every time the couple began to plan their wedding, another grandbaby would come into the world. One day, the wife-to-be started getting calls from California about her fiancé renting a yacht. A yacht, you may ask? She did not question it because the fiancé had to do unpredictable things for his celebrity artist all the time. To her, this was just one of those requests. But the calls just kept coming. The couple had looked at wedding rings some time ago and did everything they were supposed to do to qualify to get a marriage license. But the wife-to-be simply let it go to the back of her mind. She had began to accept the probability that she was never going to be able to marry the man she loved. The husband-to-be came home one day with plane tickets to go to California. The wife-to-be had her heart broken and felt a trip ease her pain and give the couple time alone. The trip seemed like every other trip the couple had taken, except they were placed in the front row, and the tickets came at a very low price, which the wife-to-be saw as a miracle from God. On the plane, everybody was very attentive to the couple, and they even mentioned them over the intercom as a couple that was so much in love. The wife-to-be was totally lost in all of the attention that her husband-to-be was getting. But as always, she gave a reason. You know he worked with all of those celebrities, so everybody knows him. When the plane was landing, everybody on the plane clapped as the soon-to-be married couple exited and the wife-to-be was given flowers by the staff and an armful of bottled champagne. The look on her face was priceless. She wondered, gosh, who is this man? A limo was waiting for them when they retrieved their baggage, and they were off through the darkness. Through the desert to a beautiful hotel overlooking the mountainous terrain. It was totally void of guests, except for at least 2 other couples. Sounds scary, doesn't it? But it was so romantic. She was totally in awe and wondered if all this was truly real. Was she dreaming? Early the next morning, she was awakened to her husband-to-be asking her to get dressed and pack a few things for a trip to Los Angeles. She packed light, but he wanted her to pack a beautiful dress. She wanted a pantsuit, and that's exactly what she took. They arrived at the hotel of her dreams. He took her up to the counter, and they got the gold key. Her eyes lit up as she said, "I always wanted to tour the honeymoon suite." He stayed calm as the elevator ascended. They went into the honeymoon suite, and it was all she had envisioned. She turned to her man and said, "Now I've seen it. Let's go," before they asked the limo driver to move the car. When they exited the elevator, the staff was saying, "Does she go yet?" The wife-to-be saw the driver taking their bags out of the limo. Now she was in shock. That's when the husband-to-be said with tears in his eyes, "Baby, we are getting married." "Married," said the wife-to-be. The husband-to-be said, "Everything is for you. We are staying in the honeymoon suite. But we've got to get to the chapel. You need to put your suit on right now." Still in shock, the wife-to-be watched as everybody went to work on her behalf. The limousine driver had a secret bottle of champagne, and he wanted it, and he handed it to the wife-to-be. "More champagne, you ask?" When they arrived at the famous wedding chapel in Albertsons on La Brea Boulevard in Los Angeles, the wife-to-be called a friend who had recently located to Los Angeles to let her know about the wedding. The best friend came as the maid of honor, and amazingly, both women were dressed exactly the same. The husband-to-be's best friend came with his wife and family, and he carried the wedding rings. Everything was perfect. Even the priest was several different characters who dressed accordingly that spoke several different languages for several different couples. First he was Elvis Presley, then a Catholic priest, he was a Jewish priest, a Hispanic-speaking priest, and then it was our turn. As he began the ceremony, he stopped mid-sentence and said, "I need to minister to you." As he ministered to us, he was sincere, and he wore no costume. He was serious. After the wedding, Mr. and Mrs. Victor McLean Brown went to parties at different homes and nightclubs until 4 in the morning. When they went back to the honeymoon suite, the newly married couple was blessed again as they watched the sunrise together. I must say that even to this day, I'm discovering things my husband did to keep his plans for me, and I'm still a very happy wife. This is one of my many episodes of Tahiera's Travels with the love of her life, Victor McLean Brown.